Hey folks, Marxism is about growth. Marxism is about growth. Let me make my point, alright? Marxism is not Stoicism, right? In ancient Rome, you had folks like the philosopher Seneca, others, who said, you know what, there's more to life than pleasure, right? And that having great riches is not the source of good, and people should treat each other in a more moral way, be more compassionate. You know, that's not what Marxism is about. Marxism is not the belief that money and greed is just the problem and people need to be more human and civil and share. That's not Marxism. That's Stoicism. You tend to find Stoicism in any society. In ancient Rome, you had the hedonists and the Stoicists. Your typical Roman was a hedonist, just lived for pleasure, went to the bread and circuses, gladiatorial shows, But then you had your Stoicists that wanted to live a more laid-back life. They followed some of the cults that were coming in from Egypt and such. They wanted enlightenment. But that's not what Marxism is. Marxism is not Stoicism. Marxism is about growth. If you read the book Capital by Karl Marx, he pretty clearly lays out what's wrong with capitalism. Capitalism, the system in which the banks and factories and major centers of economic power, the steel mills, the oil wells, the land, the system in which the means of production is operated in order to make profits, the problem with it is that it's not rational. That the greater abundance that you develop under capitalism, the greater poverty that you have, right? As technology advances, as the means of production become more efficient, fewer people are hired, right? The means of production advance, technology advances, fewer people have jobs. Those who do have jobs are more easily replaced. And as a result, people become homeless because there are too many houses. People become hungry because there is too much food, right? As production becomes more efficient, people become poorer. And when people become poorer, workers are also consumers. So fewer people have jobs. Those who do have jobs are getting paid less because their jobs are de-skilled and more easily replaceable. And as that happens, then they lose their spending power. So the public then cannot buy back. And pretty soon the market is glutted with products that cannot be sold. That's what Karl Marx wrote about in his book Capital. And Marxism is the understanding that the way that this contradiction can be resolved is by society as a whole taking control of the means of production. The banks, factories, and industries, the centers of economic power being controlled by society and not operated according to the irrationality of profits, but rather operated on the basis of a rational plan, a central plan. Society controlling the means of production. Why? So that you can have unlimited growth. Did you hear me? Unlimited growth. So the idea is not that growth is bad. The idea is not that wealth is bad. People should be more poor. They shouldn't be concerned. That people need to suffer and not have so much and overindulge. The opposite. Marxism, the premise of Marxism is that if the means of production are controlled by society, at that point growth can be unlimited. You can have unlimited growth. It is a understanding that if you can get rid of the irrationality of the profit motive, you can have unlimited growth. Marxism is about growth. Historical materialism, the philosophy that laid the basis for Marxism, saw history as a train speeding forward. First, hunter-gatherer civilization, eventually feudalism and slavery, and then the capitalist revolutions that shook the world. Right? And that the next stage in the struggle to raise productive forces and increase the level of productivity, the next stage would be socialism, where the economy is rationally controlled, where the means of production function rationally according to a central plan. And that can give way, the Marxist vision of the ultimate highest stage of communism was based on a huge level of material abundance, but there's so much stuff that people can just kind of take what they need and do what they feel like, and the need for even a state will fade away, right? Coercion won't really be necessary at that point. It was Marx's theory. So this idea that Marxism is opposed to growth, it wants people to be more poor, it wants everything to be divided up fairly and equally, that's not Marxism. That is not Marxism, right? And people need to get that out of their minds. Marxism is a call for the means of production to be rationally controlled so that growth can be unleashed to higher levels than ever before, technology can be rapidly advanced, and the wealth of civilization can vastly increase. Marxism wants to see wealth go up. Marxism is an ideology about construction. It's about getting rid of the profit motive and having a rationally run economy to serve human society and advance human civilization.